Welcome to the United States of America. Did you know that it's your patriotic duty to search out behavior you don't agree with and report it to the proper authorities? Did someone go outside without authorization? Did someone's kid use the slide at a local playground? Did you not have friends growing up? Then you too can be a Karen. You can become an Instagram tattletale and draw attention to yourself as a way to illustrate your superiority. By the way, if you're kind of gone through this whole thing like me and you have no idea where the Karen thing came from, because I didn't, it seems like it goes back to part of a Dane Cook comedy set from the mid-2000s, but it's gained popularity lately to criticize a stereotypical suburban mom who's yelling at someone else for not adhering to her vision of the coronavirus safety rules. So why the name Karen? Well, it seems like the meat of it is just that Karen is apparently a typical white person's name. In the interest of racial equality, go ahead and choose a name that you think aptly summarizes a different race. Go ahead. Just do that now in your head. Not out loud. In your head. Got one? Okay. Now feel free to use that name as a pejorative in a public sphere to describe a member of that race who is doing something that you don't like. What could possibly go wrong with that idea? Seems like it'll work. Just wait until you see media members all over America embrace your vision of the stereotypical African American or Asian American or Mexican American. No matter what race you choose and what name you choose to stereotype it, everyone will love and repeat your joke because of racial equality. Isn't it a wonderful country? Anyway, it was Memorial Day weekend, and that led to tons of stereotypical Karen-based shaming of people who wanted to celebrate the start of summer. Looks like fun. Whew. So, there you go. A zillion people in a pool. No social distancing going on. I mean, it looks awful. And I mean, it looks awful for a million reasons, completely disconnected to the virus. All I see are way too many mostly naked people packed into the same body of water. You think those people are 9 beers into the afternoon and still making it out to the bathroom every time? I doubt it. I wouldn't go into that pool if it cured COVID-19. Also, quick note on the coverage. Here's how ABC framed it. Ozark Lake weekend partygoers asked to self-quarantine. What's the subtitle? Missouri saw a 7.9% jump in COVID-19 cases over 1 week. Once again, the media is tying an increase in COVID cases to an event long before any effect could possibly be detected. What does a 7.9% increase have to do with what happened here? It could lead to an outbreak, but it definitely hasn't yet. In fact, there hasn't been an increase at all in the daily caseload in Missouri. Despite a slight increase in testing, the daily caseload has actually been decreasing from about 300 a day down to last week, where they didn't even have one day over 200. It's all about using the numbers to paint the narrative. They call it a 7.9% increase. But new cases actually dropped last week from 1,200 to 1,071. That's an 11% decrease. This means they are moving in the right direction, but ABC goes out of their way to give readers the opposite impression. Why do they do this? Not to mention, they are outside in the sun in a body of chlorinated water. The chances of passing this along in that environment are incredibly low. In a Chinese study of 318 outbreaks, only 1 originated outside. That doesn't mean keeping your distance from drunks that are definitely peeing in the water is a bad idea. It's a very good idea. Even if you don't care and don't catch COVID-19 at all, you're definitely bathing in urine, so stop doing it, because that's much worse than COVID-19. Totally separate problem, though, and not covered by ABC News. I wonder why. Anyway, there's a woman in a grocery store also being shamed and berated with a constant stream of expletives because she wasn't wearing a mask in New York.
Get out!
Yeah, moving to act like a dirty. What do you think?
If you're listening on podcast, there isn't like an EKG machine. They're just swearing a lot. Look, if masks are required by a private owner of a store, that's up to them. If you want to shop there, you should respect their rules. But treating someone like this is insane. Masks do seem to help the spread of viruses slow down generally, which is no surprise. 2 parties wearing masks are better than 1. But even 1 mask can lower the chances of transmission pretty significantly. One thing that we know raises the chances of transmission significantly is loud talking, like screaming at someone for not wearing a mask. A recent study estimates that a single minute of loud talking can generate 1,000 virus-containing droplets, and some people who spit a lot when they speak can go up to 100,000 droplets per minute. This isn't sneezing, this is talking. The study says the droplets stay airborne for as long as 14 minutes, and again, the study found it was much worse indoors in confined areas. Yes, the fact that they were wearing masks might help those numbers, but the Karens yelling at the woman without a mask were almost definitely causing more danger than the woman without the mask at all. Not to mention, they all looked insane. Then you have the Karen-shaming media. The tradition of finding youngsters at a park and making them feel bad for being outside. I know I love it. I'm sure you do too. This example comes from Canada, but I had to include it because of the M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end.
I feel as if masks are not 100% important. I feel as if you want to...
Sorry to interrupt. A spontaneous kiss from someone that she doesn't know.
Oh my God. No, I met him for a second with my dog. That's insane.
Are you all right?
Yeah, he's so hot.
Having met just minutes earlier, Jillian McCowan says she's okay with the kiss.
Text me!
We asked Jack Ring, the man who initiated the kiss, if he's aware of all the risks of kissing a person you don't know during a pandemic.
Do you worry about possibly either of you having that, contracting it, passing it, anything?
Oh, not if you just said it right now, but yeah, I probably do right now. But I think the kiss is worth it.
The best part of the entire video is when she's laughing. She's like, I can't believe it. She actually snorts. She's so excited. First of all, the report intends on shaming these people because they're randomly kissing strangers in the middle of a pandemic. And again, I get it. But do we just switch off courtship until we have a vaccine? Is that our plan here? How long do you have to date a person from 6 feet away until you're free and clear of the media's Karen shaming? I don't know what the number is. But that's not the twist. The television station wound up apologizing for the report. Did they apologize for their shaming or for their virtue signaling? Oh, no.
A follow-up on a story that aired last night on CTV News at 11:30. In a story on social distancing, we included an interview with a woman in a park. During the interview, a stranger came up to the woman and kissed her directly on the lips. Our story then focused on the dangers of kissing a stranger on the lips during a pandemic. It was wrong to air this video. The video demonstrated non-consensual behavior and downplayed the fact that what occurred was simply unacceptable and offensive. It does not meet CTV News editorial standards, and we apologize.
Got it? They apologized because they found the kiss a little too rapey. It was a non-consensual kiss, even though the woman was clearly excited about receiving it to the point of snorting. And she says she liked it because he was hot and asked him to text her afterwards. It was still somehow non-consensual. I guess next time we'll have to get a notarized permission form, maybe? I don't know where we go with this. You're taking away her ability to consent. You're taking away her agency to make her own decisions. This isn't pro-woman. It's completely insane. One of the secondary effects of this pandemic is it seems to give people a free pass to be miserable jerks. It's like a hall pass to be judgmental and scold anyone who doesn't hit your standard of behavior. Look, I've never randomly kissed someone during an interview. I have no desire to get in a giant vat of pee-pee water. I don't mind wearing a mask indoors, honestly, particularly because it usually means I don't have to talk to anyone. I actually like it. But you can disapprove of how another human being is acting and still act like a human being. It's a crazy idea. You can't berate someone into agreeing with you. It just doesn't work, whether your name is Karen or not.